All right, really good practice today. As far as intensity level and execution, was really proud of that. Putting stuff together on a little bit shorter week in comparison to what these guys have had for prep. So, good job today. Excited to get back out and get to work tomorrow and Friday to get ready for this game.
Are you on the right, Zach?
Tion played a big role in that first game. I think he even got the start next to Amari. What have you seen from him in his growth over the past year?
Yeah, just he came in with size and a lack of experience, right? And it's just different from high school ball to college ball. But did a really good job of utilizing his hands. Has been consistent throughout practice. So really proud of his growth.
Here, James.
What did y'all see from Brandon to put him in position to start in the first place, and then looking back at the film from the first game and some of the plays that he did make, what stood out to you about his performance?
Yeah, above line football, right? I mean, he probably takes the work necessary to be good as serious as anybody. Right? This guy grinds, right? I mean, and he's mature beyond his years as far as how much time does it take to be great. Like, he puts in the time. He's one of the first in the building every morning. He's watching extra film. He's early to practice to get a warm up, right? He's gonna do the extra, and because he does the extra and then executes at a high level, it's allowed him to be successful out there.
Are you Aaron?
Flowers spoke yesterday. He talked about taking it upon himself to learn more about the entire defense to help him see where he fits. What have you seen in terms of his growth there? And of course, obviously, what do you think he brings as a player and athlete?
Yeah, when he first got here, he was waiting for somebody else to communicate, right, with him to say, okay, here's what I got to do next. Right now, he's the guy that's helping activate that communication, right? He's the one has an active role in that. And because of that, it allows him to see things quicker and execute faster. And when you have a talented player and he's able to execute fast, it gives him a chance. And that's what he's been able to do so far.
Here, Matt.
You've mentioned it multiple times. Your players have talked about it to your veterans, about this young group of players, of their drive to be better, their commitment to show up early and stay late. Is that something, I know you target it every year, but more importantly this year, for the last class, or I guess just what kind of fostered that mentality for such a young group of first-year players?
Yeah, I just think the standard's starting to set in here. And there's good examples of leaders that are, have been here and know what it looks like. And then there's guys that are really hungry, right? You're looking for ambitious guys, right? But that are also understand that if I don't do what's necessary, I don't deserve that role. And I think they realize, like, you got to pay rent every single day. We're always looking for that when we're looking for players or guys that are ambitious. They love ball. They want to be great. They're infatuated with being great. They see growth moments. And we have a lot of guys on our team like that right now.
Here, James.
Don't think we saw Jaleel very much, if at all, on defense this past week. Just didn't know if that was in any way health related, or if that was in part just strategically to get some of the young guys some more reps before him necessarily.
Combination, but he's been able to go and practice. He's been able to do some good things for us in practice. I know we were able to use him on kickoff and some other situations. Dime would be a scenario where he'll show up, and I think if he keeps attacking reps and opportunities, then some of those can start to go up.
Stay on the left.
What stood out to you about the offensive line after getting a chance to watch the film, and where do you feel like the comfort level's at with that group compared to where the start of the season was last year?
Yeah, I like our group. Probably what stood out more than anything is that there was a lot of moving parts, right? There was a lot of changing pieces, and the way that they handled that, I was proud of the way they handled that. And again, I thought we blocked with an intensity up front. I think we can do a better job spotting some of our runs and making sure we're on the right guys, but they played with great effort.
Aaron.
Tatum has talked in the past about feeling the pressure to grow as both a player and a leader because you guys lost so many starters on defense. How has he evolved in those areas? And also, what's it like having a father-son dynamic on the team?
Yeah, I'll start with that. Like, super special that Tony and Tatum get to be on the field every single day. I couldn't imagine what that feeling is, like walking off the field with your son, at practice, and the pride he has. He wants to see him do it right. Never once have you ever heard Tony say, hey, we should put Tatum in for this or do that. Like, never once in my entire time here, right? Everybody in our program respects the crap out of Tatum because of how he works and what he does. He just does his job. And we've talked enough about saying, hey, the absence of leadership has to show up, that our players have really owned that. And we're not talking about that anymore, right? That's kind of like, hey, that was what we talked about in January and February, and now it's here. And we've had a lot of guys step up and show that leadership. But Tatum's super consistent, pretty awesome dynamic to be able to say, hey, not only am I a coach, but I'm also a father of a guy on the team. And that's something that makes you operate with pride.
James.
Something that fans were certainly curious about since Saturday was Makai's usage and just the relative, the pecking order and how much in carries and touches he got. if there was a strategy, a thought process you could offer by explanation for those who were curious about that.
We got a lot of really good players, right? And there were plays that he was in called runs, and we had heavy boxes, and the ball was thrown. He's also in a 2-minute scenario, right, where the ball's probably going to be thrown a little bit more. But we got a lot of really talented players, and it's going to be a continued challenge for us to figure out how do we use guys in the proper roles.
Aaron?
How has Makai responded to the situation, given that he transferred here from a place where he was the guy?
Yeah, he works every single day. You haven't heard this guy say anything, but how can I help the team? Let's go.
James?
Was hoping for something a bit personal, anecdotal about Big Mike, and if you happen to know what the origins of that nickname are, and if there is, from your perspective, any similarity to Michael Orr and his personality and the way it comes through, if that is the origins of it.
Feels like a reach to me. Yeah, that feels like a reach. But I know he ran really fast today when we did a high-speed goat drill, right? But this guy's grown up as a player. He's starting to show up. It's a little bit different being a father too, right? And he's handling that really well.
Matt?
Talked a lot about Takorian being above the line. What's made Cooper above the line for you guys?
Man, and Cooper had an unbelievable spring, right? He makes plays. He consistently catches the ball. He's in the right spot. He pushes himself really hard to the point of exhaustion, and that's what's going to allow him to play fast on game day. But just been really pleased, with his growth. He's not operating like he's a freshman. He's not a guy that's saying, okay, let me wait my turn. He's out there saying, okay, how can we get better every single rep? And he's done a really good job.
James?
We talked throughout the offseason about the thinness of relative numbers of the linebacker room, and just wanted to get an update on Braden and Dylan in general, and then your thoughts on the guys who did play, because those who did obviously got a good number of reps.
Yeah, I thought they played well. There's certainly still room for improvement. Dylan was out there practicing today. Looked good. Braden's still a little limited, but when he's ready, we'll have him back out there.
James?
I know you didn't create this for public consumption, Dan, but I don't know exactly when it was, but there was a video that got shared from a family of service member that you had taken the time to, I guess, sign a football and send it to him and do that. Just was curious of how that kind of comes about and when that was, and just the thought process behind and what that meant to you to be able to offer that to a fan.
Oh, man, always grateful to people in service that protect this country. I mean, I think we're really fortunate to get to live where we live and do what we do. And if you get an opportunity to say thank you, that's the least that any of us can do. So I don't remember. I think my wife actually brought it up to me because somebody reached out to her. But whoever has a request, I want to be able to try to do the best I can to fulfill that, especially for somebody that does service for us.